That ain't looking good. Oh man. I hope that isn't going to show up on the screen. And there's no way of getting rid of it. Crap. Oh well. It'll just be a strange looking background. I can't believe I did that. Oh well. If it shows up on camera, nothing I can do about it now. I hope not. Although everything on the screen. Oh, your fault, you idiot. Yeah, it's your fault. If that shows up on the video, it's your fault. I guess I won't know until I do the playback. I thought I could have swore I clicked that graph off the screen. Hopefully it's not on the screen showing up. Oh, look who's here. Jenny is here. And Kathy, well, Kathy's always first. Okay. Told you. I want to know whose theme song this is. Whose theme song is this? Are we ready? Okay, whose theme song is that? No. Good guess, though. Good guess, though. I think I finally. Oh, God, no. Not the Rifleman. No, 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 no. I think I've got that theme song somewhere. No, not the Rifleman. This was a very famous performer. Very famous performer. Was TV, movies. This was his entry music. Do I have you stumped? Oh, do I have them stumped? Anytime this performer was on TV or, as a matter of fact, anytime this performer was entertaining, this was his entry music. Don Rickles. Anytime he was on TV, like Carson or Letterman, or this was his entry music. When he performed in nightclubs or Vegas, that was his entry music. I knew I'd stump the crowd. But Zorro was a good guess. As a matter of fact, I have to look on my Fire tablet because I have some theme songs on my Fire tablet. I might have the theme from Zorro. And somewhere I got the Rifleman. I think they're both on the Fire tablet. I'll have to charge the Fire tablet up. But good guesses. Good guesses. Very good, Dave. Yeah, very good. That's before your time. Carson, Letterman. Maybe you were in bed before Carson or Letterman, but he even used to perform. I can't remember some daytime shows, some daytime talk shows. I can't remember if he was on The View or not. But any time Rickles performed, that music was played for him to make his entrance. And you, what are you standing here for? Oh, really? Okay. From the WDWL TV Multiplex, live from Hawaii. With great anticipation, we bring you the pride of the station. The forgetful, dumbass, grumpy old man, and Mr. Remind Me, Grumpy Vulture. Take your bow. Come on. Jeez, your banner's crooked. All right, come on. Take your bow. Well, a little bit of an angle, but you're all right. I won't scold you because you reminded me I didn't open the show right. Back in your spotlight. Your banner's still crooked. Come on, Jesus. So, how is everybody doing? After Carson retired, I watched a lot of. I wasn't a big fan of Leno. Yes, he's, a decent comedian, but. So, I would be doing something, and it would be like occupying I'd hear it in the background. And then, when Letterman came on, I watched Letterman, and I still don't know why he retired. Because after he retired, he regretted retiring. And as far as the Tonight Show and late night, I can't stand either one of them. I no longer watch. As much as I really didn't care for Leno, I really don't like although, like they said, the show needed to basically come into the new generation. And, you know, he completely, I can't even remember who does the Tonight Show, but he basically brought it into the new to draw in a younger audience, because Carson and Leno had old farts like me, and they don't want old farts like me anymore. They could care less if I watch, and I don't. If you don't want me, I won't watch. No problem. This is a an inlet to a cove on the island of Oahu. Get yourself out of the way, Grumpy. Move out of the way. Show the entrance, the inlet. Yeah. This is taken on Oahu. And one more for tomorrow. I have one more Hawaiian background, and the two that I ordered are on back order. So who knows when they'll be here. Yeah, between this one and the one last night, they're both really cool. I'm thinking of alternating back and forth with the two of them, because they're really neat. And the one tomorrow, I forget what it looks like. So it's going to be a surprise when I take it out of the package. I remembered this one, and I remembered the one last night. The one, I can't remember what the hell it is. And the bad problem when you buy them off of Temu, once they go out of stock, you can't click on your order and bring it up. Like right now, I could go in and click on the orders for like the t-shirts that I ordered. As long as they're still in stock, you'll get the blown up picture. Once they go out of stock, it says discontinued. So the one for tomorrow, I can't make out that little itty bitty picture on the order form. So I've got, what do I got now? 5 t-shirts coming now. Yeah, I got 5 ordered and 2 in my shopping cart. I'm debating on. The one I think would really offend people, although like I give a shit. So I got 2 in the cart. If I decide to order them tomorrow, I'll order them. If I don't, I'll just take them out of my shopping cart. But so far I've got 5. 5 coming, or 6? 5. I got 5 on the well, 5 ordered. But they're all local. They're all U.S. sellers, so I should get them within like 3 to 5 days, maybe 7. I can't remember if Kimmel is the Tonight Show or Kimmel is late night. I think Kimmel is late night. But I'm not sure because I don't watch either one. I'll let you gargle it. Who is the host of the Tonight Show? I think Kimmel is late night. But I wouldn't bet my next Social Security check on it. Why? What's wrong, Kathy? You having one of them I could give a shit days? Like you slept 8 hours and feel like you didn't sleep at all? I had. All right. Is there over here is there a box in yellow and then a line down to the bottom of the screen and then a line up here across the top of the screen in yellow? I forgot to click the schematic off, and I'm afraid that it's on the screen. I'm hoping it's just on the computer here, not. Yeah, right now, what I'm seeing is a schematic box around the audio visualizer, and then there's a yellow line that comes straight down here, and there's a yellow line that goes across there. I forgot to take the schematic off. See, with Prism, it gives you a schematic for you to place your items on the screen, and I forgot to turn the schematic off. And I'm afraid it's on the screen, which will make it look like hell. I was running a little late. It took me a while to get back from the store. Because I had to give a statement to law enforcement. And then when I exited the store, I laughed my ass off to the point I almost pissed myself. People will never learn. Never. 1. Walk away from your shopping cart. 2. Turn your back on your shopping cart. Well, there were 4 dummies in the checkout line. 4 adults. They checked out, loaded all their goodies, all their groceries into their cart, pushed it past the edge of the checkout. And none of the four adults paid attention to the cart. Well, I was standing in line at the service desk waiting to check out because I only had 7 items. And neither of my little cutie cashiers were working, so... Well, a guy says, "Excuse me," and I had to back up so that he could get past me with his cart to exit the store. Unfortunately, it wasn't his cart. And by the time the 4 adult assholes realized no one was watching the cart and ran out to the front of the store, groceries gone. And this store has stanchions in front of it. You can't take the cart into the parking lot. So you have to take them out of the cart. Well, they didn't see anybody carrying groceries. And they wanted the store to reimburse them the $221.73 that they spent because they didn't have their groceries. They had the receipt. And the store said, no. So they called the police, and the security guard asked me if I saw anything, and I said, well, there was this tall guy in his mid to late 20s that said, "Excuse me, I need to get through," and I stepped back and I said he had black sweatpants on and a dark gray hoodie and a chin beard. And he was black. I didn't ask him his name. I didn't ask for his social security number. I just stepped back. And I said, that's the only cart that went past me. So I don't know if this was the thief or not. And then after the police took my statement, I walked out in the parking lot, got in the shit box, laughed so hard I almost pissed myself. 4 adults. None of them paying attention to the cart. And what were they doing? They were at the end of checkout. They put their stuff in the cart. They pushed the cart kind of over on the side, which would have been over here while I was standing in line at the service desk. And they all 4 must have walked away. And the cart disappeared. And they were throwing a shit fit because the store would not give them their money back. The store isn't responsible for your cart. Now, he is on video whether he was the one or not. But the problem was the manager had left for the day. He's the only one that has access to the video. So tomorrow morning, they'll have to do a follow-up report and get a copy of the video. You know, the girl at service desk left a note, please burn a copy from this time to this time. So they have a DVD for the police. And all four of these idiots were jumping up and down, bitching and moaning that they weren't getting their money back. As a matter of fact, the guy that was the three girls and a guy, he's got the receipt going, look, here's our receipt. Okay, you proved you paid for everything. Your responsibility. Once you pay, the store is not responsible for that cart. It's your responsibility. 4 adults. And nobody paid attention to the cart. What were they doing? They were lucky that they didn't have their purse in the cart or their cell phone. But to go to the end of the register, push your cart out into the main aisle, and all 4 of you walk away from it. Hello, wake up. Reality check. And I see constantly women will put their purse in the baby area in the cart and walk away to go get something down the aisle. And they're lucky their purse is still there when they come back. I see it all the time. As a matter of fact, people are so goddamn dumb. I have stopped saying to people, hey, you shouldn't walk away with your purse sitting here. Know my job. If you lose your purse to stupidity, or you lose a cart full of groceries to stupidity, here's your sign. It will be, I would love to see the video of them checking out and putting the groceries in the cart. And then when they push the cart into the main aisle, what were they all doing? They were over out of earshot. I couldn't hear what they were telling the police as far as what all 4 of them were doing while that cart was sitting unmanned. Oh, Kathy, I see it constantly. And the sad thing is, a lot of you women leave your purses open, or they have a purse that is a over-glorified shopping bag. You know, it's not like in the day of the 50s and 60s, you know, women carried purses that snapped shut. I see it all the time. Women will put their purse and hardly anybody has coupons anymore. Now, back in the day, yeah, digging for their coupons, purse will be sitting in the cart open, and they'll walk away from it. Matter of fact, there was one senior woman a couple months back. Her purse is sitting there, and I told her, "Hey, what do you do?" And I says to her, "Here, let me show you something." And I reached in, and I grabbed her wallet, and I ducked it in my coat, and I said, "You would have never seen me." That was an invitation. I handed her wallet back. I said, "You were down there." Now, yeah, there's cameras in the store, but I could have been long gone. And used your credit cards, because the only time you need your PIN number is if you're withdrawing money from an ATM. I said I could have gone to the gas station, filled my gas tank, stopped at Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, until your cards declined, and I could have had heyday. Of course, every place you use your card, you're on camera. But what were these four idiots doing? You mean to tell me they pushed the cart and all four of them got distracted? Although I mentioned it to the one cop, because I've seen him before and I've had some conversation in passing. I said it'll be interesting to watch the video to see if this was a setup to try to get $200 from the store. Because it's real strange. 4 adults never saw the cart leave. And the assistant manager said, "Hey, we are not responsible after the purchase." He said the only time we're responsible is if you're on your way out to your car and you drop a dozen eggs. Or you drop a jar of spaghetti sauce. If you come in with it and your receipt, we'll replace it out of courtesy. Which a lot of stores will do that. It's happened to me. Them goddamn plastic bags, they're so thin. And I went to pick a goddamn bag out of the cart, and a dozen eggs, and the bag broke, and there went my eggs. So I scooped the carton back up in the broken bag, and I went back in the gigantic eaglet, and I said, I dropped it. And they, stock boy, 1 dozen large eggs, please, to the service desk. Here you go, sir. Don't drop these. Oh, they were throwing a fit. They called that assistant manager everything but a white person. And the guy, he's jumping up and down with his receipt. $221.73. Well, thank you for spending that much on our store, sir. Unfortunately, you just bought somebody $221.73 worth of groceries. And the guy that walked in front of me, that could have been his cart full of groceries. All I told the police was, hey, I was standing, and the guy said, excuse me, and I backed up and let him go by with the cart. And I'm thinking, asshole, you could have gone around me. Black sweatpants, charcoal gray hoodie, chin beard. I didn't pay attention to the shoes. I couldn't tell you if he was wearing a hat. I don't think so. I told the officer, I said, I don't take a picture of everybody that walks past me. That's what you get. There's a description. If it matches, you'll see them on camera. But what all 4 of them were doing, I don't know. I didn't hear. Like I say, they were down at the away from the service desk. If one of your cohorts here spotted something on sale and said, hey, take the cart? You didn't think to take the cart? No. Everybody just... Then they come back and like, where's the cart? Cart's gone. Who took the cart? And by the time one of them ran outside, there was nobody there. So somebody got $221.73 worth of groceries for their stupidity. And the one woman said, well, I'll just call the bank and stop the purchase. You can't do that. You can't stop. I want that charge taken off my card because I was too stupid to watch my cart and somebody stole it. Well, it's not the store's fault. You can't call your bank and say, stop that money that's going to the store. The store didn't steal your money. And all 4 of them were over the age of 21. And I would say 21 to 30. And not one of them watched the cart. Lesson learned the hard way. Here's your sign. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of you get signs. And blame the store. Well, that's why I say, I mentioned it to the officer, it could have been a setup. But like the officer said, it's their fault. They walked away from the cart. And if they were trying to pull a setup, it didn't work. They didn't get no money. And I'm sure somewhere there is a sign in the store that says not responsible for, theft. So if somebody steals your purse, the store ain't responsible. Although the security guard was not too good at security. I'd like to have his job. He stands at the entrance exit and doesn't move. You would think he would kind of maybe like circulate through the store. No. Although maybe that's what he was told. You stand right here at the entrance. Although it was funny today when I come in the store, a Brinks truck was pulling up out front. And I says to him, hey, your paycheck's getting delivered. And he looked out the door and he went, oh, you got me. And the only reason the stores have security now is because, well, it's been 2 years now. 2 years ago, there was an argument at the service desk. And it was not going the customer's way. And she opened her coat and threatened the woman at the service desk. And she goes, I should use this on you. And she had a 9mm in the pocket of her coat. The next day, every store had a security in it. The whole thing is, if I go in the store and I've got my shoulder holster and a jacket on, they don't know I'm carrying. Although there is that orange circle with the slash through it. None of these. But like I mentioned to the security guard once before, I said, if I was carrying right now, you wouldn't know unless I opened my coat. So you really kind of defeat the purpose of having store security. Because when you come in, there's no buzzer, hey, get over here. You've got metal on you. You can't search everybody that comes in the store. Although if you do get caught, the store will persecute you for carrying. But like I told the security guard, you wouldn't know. I said, there could be 30 people in here. You wouldn't know. If I forget which has happened, I have a portable little small steel lockable like safety box and a gun lock, a trigger lock. I locked the bang bang, and then I put it in the box and lock the box and push it under the seat. Because there's a lot of stores that you can carry. I go in and out of Dollar Tree all the time with my shoulder holster. Because there's nothing that says you can't. Same thing with General. Now, Family Dollar, no. There's a sign on the door. Save-A-Lot, no. Yes. Yes, you can. And a lot of times I will goddamn forget. I'll go from Save-A-Lot right over to Family Dollar. I walk in the door and I'm like, oh shit. Well, I'll make my purchase quick and get the hell out of here. But most of the time I'm wearing a jacket. But in the summer, because I have that with me all the time, nobody's going to screw with Grumpy. Unless you want to meet one of my little friends that will come out of that little hole in the front of it at a high velocity. And believe me, it will come out at high velocity. That is one item I am not cheap with. Those little items that go in that magazine, I'm not cheap with those. I'm cheap with everything else. When it comes to getting that box at the local sporting goods store, I'm not cheap. I want the most powerful little items I can get. I think they call them Defenders. I think that was the name on the box. Defenders. And they are. It's too bad you'd get thrown off of YouTube because it's laid out. Fiber optic sights, a green laser pointer with flashlight, custom grip. Oh yeah, it's laid out. And then fiber optic sights are cool. At night, they're like those night vision goggles. Those things light up. That's one thing I wasn't cheap about. And the day that the CCW law went into effect, I went right out to the sporting goods store and said, I'll take that one I've been looking at. Yeah, Cleveland. I thought Cleveland would have something, nope. The whole state, the governor signed it and said, you don't need no permit no more. You don't need no classes. You don't need nothing. Works for me. Really? Holy shit. Although I'll tell you what, there have been a lot of them in the news. I don't know what it is about Walmarts. There have been a lot of them. I didn't see that one on the news. It must not have made it national. Although anytime a Walmart store, it usually makes the news. Serious? Is this going to be one for the first 48? You know, since all my Cleveland homicide buddies retired, it's not really that much fun watching the first 48 anymore. They did several segments in Cleveland. I'll never forget the first time I saw one, in Cleveland, Ohio. Then I see the detectives and I'm like, holy shit, I know those guys. And then they all retired. As a matter of fact, the one, he was lead detective. And it's one case that's still unsolved. And it's the only one in his career. He couldn't go out with a 100% solved record. I felt sorry for him. Was he protecting somebody? Or protecting himself? Well, that's a bunch of bullshit if you're defending yourself. Or someone else. You know, I don't want to get in trouble here. I was going to say something, but was it justified? See, that's where the sometimes it's bullshit. You're defending yourself, or you see something happen, and then you're the bad guy. But it's okay for the crooks. There have been a couple I've watched, in the interrogation videos. And, the person felt bad for what he did, even though he, like the detectives were saying, why are you feeling bad? You had every right. He was like, well, the person's taking a dirt nap. It was a carjacking. The guy come up and he put that stick in the guy's face, and the guy happened to be a little quicker with his stick. Oh, I'm sure he had a bad childhood, and single parent, and didn't get good grades in school. He was bullied. Yeah. He doesn't really know better, Your Honor. I mean, he had a bad childhood, and, they lived in public housing, and they had to move several times, and he didn't have a lot of friends, and he got bullied, and oh, when I hear them stories, I want to puke. Yeah, in a lot of these interrogation videos, they'll follow the case. And it's always, he grew up poor, the wrong side of the tracks, single mother, 11 kids. He never really got the attention he needed. There's a lot of people that grew up that way, or they're big sports stars, or they turn into be scientists. Don't give me that bullshit. Oh, he had a tough life, Your Honor. That's almost like it. Oh, stop, Grumpy. You're going to get in trouble. You're going to get banned from YouTube. Oh, I could go off on the. Subject closed. I almost gave an opinion that was going to get me in trouble. You never know who's watching. Big Brother. Big Brother YT. Somebody turn me in and go, oh, you should have heard what he said. I'm very opinionated when it comes to certain subjects. I have to watch myself. Get my ass in trouble. Let me see if I can bring this up. Come on, phone. I almost ordered this shirt. Goddamn phone. Come on. I tried being normal once. Worst 2 minutes of my life. I almost ordered that one. Almost ordered this one too after 4 divorces. It says, I don't date anymore. I just foster women until they find their forever homes. I'd like, oh, that one could be 10 offensive. I was going to order this one too. I don't mind getting older, but my body is taking it badly. These were all $5 and under shirts at Temu. Here we go. Gulf of America. You see who's wearing the sombrero? That one would have got me in trouble for sure. I have a very staunch supporter as a neighbor. And he's got it all over his company truck. And I asked him once, I said, you ever think that maybe you're offending some of your customers? No. Hint, hint. If you're a businessman, you keep your opinions to yourself. Not him. He runs a lawn care service. Then he had the nerve to ask me, yeah, would you like me to take care of your lawn? I said, no, I got a neighbor across the street that just loves to take care of my lawn. He sits in his living room and goes, God damn, look at that fucking lawn. I'm going to go over there and cut it. Okay. He didn't come over and edge it today. I'm going to remind him when I see him, hey, you were going to edge the lawn. What happened? Although I'm not going to cut it either. That way when he sits a week from now in his living room and goes, that goddamn grass. Then he'll come over here with his brand new DeWalt rear bagger lawnmower. And the nice thing is, he brings his garbage can over for the clippings. And then he bags them when he gets home. He don't even use my garbage can, which is wonderful. I like having a neighbor like him. Keeps my Ryobi electric mower nice and new. Matter of fact, I waved at it in the garage today. How are you, mower? Doing all right? Enjoying your nap? Nope, nope. I'm not taking you out. Go back to sleep. That's another thing. I got online. I'll have to look up. There's an eBay seller. I found this out. Any overstock that Homeless Depot has, they sell through one of these blind eBay sellers. It's a Home Depot warehouse. And like when I bought my mower, they ordered a shitload of these electric mowers. Well, then the virus hit, and they got stuck with a warehouse full of these electric mowers. Because when I bought it and it arrived, it had Home Depot all over it. And I was like, are these stolen? So I emailed the seller. And he said, oh no, it's all legit. Don't worry about it. I said, okay. Well then, about a week later, I'm looking through the items for sale, and there were a couple of power tools at really cheap prices. So I ordered them. All the ceiling tape on the boxes says Home Depot. Now, my mower in the store was $389. On this website, eBay, $219 and free shipping out of Texas. UPS. All the power tools that I bought, brand new, not returns, all brand new. 50% off. I bought a shitload of power tools. Edgers, leaf blowers, what else? Oh, I got an angle grinder. I got one of them right angle Ryobi drills. Oh, I can't remember. I got a shitload of accessories for my Ryobi power washer. And it was all overstock from Home Depot. I can't remember. I'll have to go through my eBay. I think I pretty sure I saved it. It was like, I'll say, Sunshine Products Inc. or something like that. But everything that arrived here was all Home Depot overstock. I couldn't pass that mower up for that price because I was looking at it in the store. Brand new in the box. Everything was. All the accessories I got for the power washer. You know, that's. I bitch at my kid about tree lawn shopping. So he comes home with this Ryobi power washer. And I mean, it's not a cheap one either. And the thing was like brand fucking new. As I said to him, I says, "Are you sure this was on a tree lawn?" He goes, "Oh yeah, the guy told me it don't work, take it." So I hook it up. I turn it on and the water's like, it's a power washer. It's supposed to be, 3,000 psi. This is like, so I start researching. And what happened? People have a habit. They don't read instructions. Well, they turn the power washer on, then they turn the water on. Well, inside the pump is an O-ring about the size of a nickel. It ruins that O-ring. So I take the pump apart and I go up to the auto parts store and I said, "I need an O-ring like this." The guy's looking at me, "That's it? Just that little?" "All right, give me a handful." I come home, I put the O-ring in the washer, I put the pump back together, hook it up, turn the water on, then turn the power on. The guy threw it out for a 12-cent O-ring. Brand new power washer. So once I got it working, I bought every accessory for it. I got that neat matter. It's got that foaming sprayer. You put the soap in, you go to wash your car, and you foam the whole car like being at the car wash. The first time I did it with the shit box, Rob was laughing his ass off. Like, "You're going to wash that thing? You're going to hit that truck with a pressure washer and 90% of the body's going to come off of it." But it works. It's like a $400 pressure washer. 12-cent O-ring. But all the power tools that I bought, let's see, I got a hedge trimmer. I got the angle grinder. I got the 90-degree drill. I got the leaf blower. I can't remember what else I bought. Everything was 50 to 60% off. That the angle grinder, if I buy it, if I was to go to Homeless Depot, is like $89. I think I paid $29 for it. And you know, they're all the 18-volt. I make sure, brand new in the box, like right. And the warranty cards are inside. Like for the lawnmower, I filled the warranty card out, mailed it in. I went on Ryobi.com to check. My warranty's registered. Because all the stuff was brand fucking new. But they got stuck with it. Because, see, they order a year in advance. So they started getting the shipment, and then the virus hit. But the order for 2021 had already gone in. So, and Home Depot wasn't the only one. You know, everybody got burned. But Home Depot's the only one that I knew that sold out of their warehouse. And it come out of Texas, somewhere in Texas. But when that mower arrived and I saw all them Home Depot stickers on the box, I was like, uh-oh. Is this thing a little warm? So I got right a message to seller. Is this legal? And then the guy emailed me back and explained. Yes, we are a overstock warehouse for Home Depot. I love a bargain. That mower, I say, in the store, $389. Because I make sure I check the model numbers. You know, like with my washer. Save $300 ordering it online. And like my friend Ed and Joyce, you know, I tell them they're afraid to order stuff online. Oh, somebody might get my credit card number. It's all encrypted. Nobody's going to get your credit card number. Oh. You know, they're the dummies that go in and they pay the full price in the store. Me, I'm ordering online, saving $300. Oh, they're afraid to order. As a matter of fact, the only place they'll order is from Amazon. They won't order anything from Home Depot. She won't order nothing like from Macy's or... Nope. I'm like, well, if you got money to throw away, be my guest. I don't. I wonder where Wyatt's been. I hope he's feeling all right. He had that ever-lingering headache. I hope that's not something serious. I thought maybe we'd get lucky and see Nomad today. Maybe tomorrow. Or maybe he politely gave up on me. Had enough of him. Moving on to somebody else. Have a nice day. No, he wouldn't do that to me. Not the way he was placing a link to my site everywhere. I can't remember. I think it was Stone Vet. We were both in the chat. Next thing I know, I see a link to my YouTube come up. I was like, oh, all righty. Good salesman. I haven't seen Neckbeard in ages. Now I know Nomad listens. Like he'll listen tomorrow morning. Because he tells me he always catches the show the next day. Where'd Jenny disappear to? Trivia? You better come back a winner this time. Oh, that's like my Indian store. He got me the correct cookies. I went in yesterday. Oh, he was like, come here, come here, come here, come here. Box sitting on the end of the counter. Open the box. Hands them to me. He goes, these the right ones? I was like, yeah, they're not overbaked. And the whole package is shrink wrapped. I said, how did you get these? 2 different bakeries. So when he ordered, he specified shrink wrap. And the case came in. All the packages were shrink wrapped. And the cookies were nice and big. No dark brown around the edges. I could taste that coconut. I was like, whoa. 2 different bakeries with the same label. One bakery, they overcook the damn cookies. They overbake them. And they just tape the box. The other bakery bakes them correctly and shrink wraps the whole box. Oh, he was so proud of himself. He went, Lord. I said, yep, these are the ones you take. I said, no. Yeah, you take. He'll probably charge me double for the next pack. They are, I'll tell you what. First of all, they like that I'm such a loyal customer. Every time they get a new product, they give me one. Like these ramen noodles they got from India. Indian ramen noodles. So they had one with a red label and one with a green label. So I tried them both. He said, here, you take. Well, the fooler is the green label are so fucking hot, you can't eat them. The red label are medium heat. I'm like, red is supposed to mean hot. No, not from India. Green means molten lava. So I told them, next time I come in the store, he asked me, how do you like noodles? I said, oh, them ones in the green, holy shit. He said, you know like? I said, no like. I said, the pan caught fire on the stove. They were so fucking hot. And then he thinks I'm serious. Really? No. It's a figure of speech. Then he looks at me, he goes, you Americans talk funny. You like green? No, not green, red. Oh, okay. Next time I come in the store, another free pack of red because the green ones burn my mouth. Weird packaging over there in India. Although, they got all the comforters on the shelf. Oh my God, are they beautiful. I can't afford $89 for a comforter though, but man, I would love to have one. God, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. All hand. I'll have to tell them, oh, those comforters are, oh, you want deal? Yes, give me deal. Maybe not so much a comforter, the quilts. The comforters are, they look nice on the bed and they're nice and fluffy. My cat would love it. A quilt would be warm. But beautiful. Oh my God. Absolutely beautiful. $89 for a twin. A full was, I think, 122. Queen was 155 and king was like 210. But all hand. I'll have to look at the quilts. See if I can get deal. My cat would love the quilt anyway. It's hard to believe in this day and age. Women are sitting there stitching. Although he told me their village over there is quite poor. So I'm sure they don't even have a pump sewing machine. Matter of fact, he told me their village is so poor, their dentist has a foot-powered drill. He pumps it. It's like the old sewing machine. And he told me, the dentist operates out of a little shop in a bazaar. He don't have an office. You do your grocery shopping in the bazaar and then you stop and get a tooth filled. That village must really be poor. You go through the bazaar. I'll have some vegetables and have some fruit and oh yeah, by the way, I need to get this filling done here. Okay, sit down. That was scary. I hope the doctor ain't the same way. In this day and age, you have a dentist that has a foot pump drill and drills teeth in a bazaar. It's something you'd see in a Mel Brooks movie. I told him, I says, I'd like to see some pictures of your village. They probably can't afford a camera. But he gets, well, everything in that corner, the quilts, the comforters, the hand stitch, everything comes from the village. And he tries to support where, the family is. I give him credit for doing that. But if you'd see the two brothers, one is, he's got to be like 6'3", 6'4", kind of stocky. The other brother is like 5'7", skinny. Because I said to him one day, who's the other guy? That's my brother. Really? I didn't have the nerve to go, same mother? Same father? They don't, no family resemblance whatsoever. I didn't believe it was his brother. And both of them, little tiny wives. The wives got to be, if they're 5'2", they're tall. And if they weigh over 80 pounds, but I'll tell you what, they keep that store spotless. I mean, I've been in some stores run by foreigners that you have to ask the roaches to move so that you can walk down the aisle, As a matter of fact, I never knew the flooring in the store was light gray. It was that dirty. And when they bought the store, the two women spent a week working like 10 hours a day by hand, cleaning that flooring and the shelving and everything. Like when I went in there yesterday, they had I'll say a section 5 foot. There's how many shelves? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 shelves. 5 foot. They emptied the whole thing. Scrubbing it. Then they put the merchandise back up. And they're constantly doing this. Talk about being proud of what you've got. And, that's another thing that entices customers to come in. Because if you go to the store across the street, filthy, disorganized. And this one, you walk in, you think it's a brand new store. Yeah, it's nice to see him take pride in it. And it's nice to see customers notice. Because I've heard a lot of customers comment how nice the store looks and how organized it is. Not to mention, if they don't have a certain thing, like this one guy, he moved up from Southern Ohio, and they have a certain beer down there that we don't see up here. And the guy mentioned, he goes, gee, I'm looking for Fabit's beer. And the one brother said, I'll check. And it was like 2 weeks later, I happened to be in there, and this guy comes in. He's a regular. He comes in, he plays lottery all the time. And the one brother goes, come. And the guy followed him away. Look what we got for you. Now, this guy might be the only one that buys that beer. They went out of their way to see if they could get it, and they stock it. And you don't find, especially mom and pop stores, they just cater to the customers. Although, like I told them after the guy left, I says, now, you got this guy. You got another loyal customer because he knows he can get his favorite beer here and play his lottery, and nobody else carries it. That's like, I don't know if you've ever seen them. You ever see that? They call it a mini keg. Heineken has a mini keg. It holds like I'm trying to think. It's like 3 6-packs or 3.5 6-packs, or it's about like, it looks like a giant Heineken can of beer. I asked him once if he could get it. And he was like, keg? No, we don't carry keg. I said, it's called a mini keg. He whips out his iPad, looks it up. This? Yeah. I'll check. He said, you want? I said, well, yeah. A week later, I come in the store. He points in the cooler. Look what I got for you. Okay. Now, I wasn't really ready for it because my little refrigerator next to my bed, I have to take everything out of it. Got to take the shelves out in order to get the mini keg into it. Which is nice. I just open the fridge and pump me out a glass of beer. The only other place that carries it is Gigantic Eaglet. And you have to order it. Now, they get this big goddamn beer cave in the store, about the size of my house, and they don't stock them. You couldn't carry one or two. If people see them, they'll sell. But he got it for me. And the cans are neat when they're empty. Matter of fact, I put one of the empty ones in a backpack. And I took it into my pain management doctor. And I says to him, I says, you know, really pisses me off. I said, Dr. Canary told me I can only have one can of beer now. He said, really? I said, yeah. I opened my backpack and I pulled out and I said, here's the can. He said, you asshole. I think they're neat. They're the only one that makes them. Nobody else. You would think that maybe like Budweiser would or Miller. Heineken's the only one that makes that little mini keg. And it's not that expensive. It's about the cost of whatever, like 3 6-packs or whatever it holds. Because I figured it out one day. So rather than buying like 4 6-packs, you get a little mini keg. It's got a little pump on the top. Pump your beer out. There we go. I think Jenny disappeared somewhere. Trivia should be over by now. You see, I moved the clock. I was playing around again. I was like, the clock looks better over the bird and under the bird. And put the people counter on the other side of the screen with the fancy, it looked like I'm sitting in the middle of the water. The camera doesn't do it justice. It is gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. And on this side, I didn't put any blue filters. It's white light, but if I turned it up another notch, it kind of blew all the color away. And I was trying to figure, playing around today, how I could get the colors out. And I needed a different camera, I think. But it's gorgeous. And I can't remember what the other one is, so tomorrow that one will go up. I think it's a beach scene. I think it's another beach scene. Either that or waterfalls. I can't remember. It's either waterfalls or beach. But this one, the inlet to a cove, it really looks cool. I'm gonna play with some lighting and see if I can somehow get the colors to pop out a little more. Yeah. I think I paid $3 for this one. Yeah, I think this one was 3 and change. Although none of them, I didn't pay $4 over. I didn't pay over 4 for any of them. I wait till they go on clearance, because I'm cheap. Christ, I think I'm up to 30 backgrounds now. I've got to get that holder set up, because it's a pain in the ass changing this. If I get the mount that I bought, I could just flip them. Just flip them around rather than clip. I think there's like 10 clips. And then there's 6 down the side over here, and 4 down this side, and 5 across the bottom. I'll show you what the clips look like. And these are adjustable. And they're a pain in the ass. I have a whole shitload of them. They were on clearance. I got 2 10-packs for like $1.50. Although what happens is these stupid ends, they come off, and they're so tiny, and my carpeting in the room is the same color as these stupid clips. One will fly off. Then I hear it in the vacuum cleaner. It's like, oh. By the time I get the vacuum cleaner shut off, the damn thing's all mangled. I got this little toolkit for working on my electronics. $1. And they're pretty decent little tools. They're good quality. I mean, they're ABS plastic, and the metal is decent. But every now and then, if I'm working on some electronics, I need to get a clip off or something. Everybody's like, oh, Timo, it's that Chinese junk. No, I've never gotten anything bad from them yet. And if you go on the clearance, bargains. Like my self-stirring mug. I haven't been using it lately, but it's neat. Put the sugar in, put it under my Keurig, push the button, it fills with coffee, pour in some half and half, and push the button. Like my kid says, oh, too goddamn lazy to use a spoon. Self-stirring mug. I love it. And I showed you them aluminum thermos, like they're the mugs, thermos mugs. I get up in the morning and I come out and I stick it in the fridge. Then at night, I take it out of the fridge and I fill it with ginger ale. And the ginger ale's still cold in the morning. And there's nothing to them goddamn things. You know, they're aluminum. How they keep things cold or hot is amazing. You look at that aluminum mug here, like, they work. I think it's outro time. I took 3 of my Slovenian sausages and put them in the crock pot with some good, authentic German sauerkraut. And I put it on medium. I love sausage and sauerkraut. And I bitched about this company. I keep threatening to email them. Why they put the lids on them jars so fucking tight. I have a big pair of channel locks. That's the only way I can get that goddamn lid off. I'll stand in the kitchen tapping on it and prying on the corner of it. Get my big giant channel locks. They have two types. They have authentic German sauerkraut and authentic Bavarian. Now, I can't tell the difference. Now, I know, I can't remember if Snow Floss makes it. They make one with caraway seeds in it. That's in a can. These are in a jar. And I'll tell you what, when you pop that lid open, you can smell sauerkraut through the whole house. As a matter of fact, my crockpot's calling me. There was 2 weeks in a row, every night, I had sausage and sauerkraut. I just love fucking sauerkraut. If I'm on a sausage, I'll throw hot dogs in. I don't care. But these Slovenian sausage, I mean, they're true old world. I threw 3 of them because it's just a little crock pot, you know. I think it's 1.5 quarts, maybe a 2 quart at the most. I got it at Family Dollar. was $10. I'll check and see what the size is. Removable crock, $10. Works perfect. Great for me. I go in after Christmas, clearance rack, crock pot, $5. I snatched it up. I said, I got a spare now. It's perfect. For like 2 people. I'll check the box and see what size it is. But for $10, I said, for $10, if I get a year out of it, I'll be happy. I won't complain. Going on 2 years, still works perfect. And the one in the cupboard is collecting dust. But I have a spare. You mentioned sauerkraut to people and they're like, bleh. I love it. Of course, I grew up on it. The main thing, my grandmother on Sunday would make spare ribs and sauerkraut. And I grew up on it. And, anything with sauerkraut now, not to mention, keeps the drain clean. But I went 2 weeks straight eating it every night for dinner. And my son was like, oh my God, you're sick. No, I'm healthy. Works for me. And with a crock pot, it's carefree cooking. Like I'll make stew, put everything in the morning, turn on low. That's it. You don't have to do nothing. How simple, dump it in, turn it on. I'll make stew in it. I'll make chili in it. I'll make my sausage and sauerkraut in it. You can make soup in them. I mean, and being that size, it's perfect for me. And when I spotted that one for $5, as a matter of fact, I'm up at the cash register, and the woman went, $5? She told the cashier, wait, I'm going to go back and get one. I said, it's the last one. She said, I'll give you $5 for it. No, you won't. I need a spare. But they had, I don't know how many crock pots they had left, but that one, they had electric can openers, electric mixers, and the stupid thing, they had little electric fry pans. which would have been perfect for me. And I never thought to grab one for $5. A little, God, they were like 8 by 8, maybe 10 by 10 at the biggest, but I think they were 8 by 8. Little single front, for like an efficiency apartment, little fry pan. And I could kick myself for not buying one because they haven't had any since. No, they got can openers, they got mix. You figure it's the one item I want, and they never got them back in again. Grumpy's luck. And with that, I think if the tablet will cooperate, it's that time. We know where, right here. WDWL TV, 7 p.m. And with that, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for the great show again tonight. And we will meet again tomorrow night. And with that, have a great evening and see ya.